All right, welcome back, everyone. So, last time we were getting some kelp, which we now have quite a bit of. We got like 2 stacks and then some. Um, ooh, I do want to avoid that mountain area. We'll go as far as we can in the water, and maybe I don't know. I feel like we should try to even make a tributary to kind of come down here. That way, we can have easier access with the waterway. I mean, because I think this is faster than running. I don't know. Doesn't look like there's a sprint as far as a boat goes. But anyways, had some fun doing some Elden Ring last night. It's really getting intense. I'm actually starting to die a lot more, so I think I'm finding a place where I can be. I'm level 90, so I don't know. Oh, I keep looking at the green dot and thinking, oh, I'm already there, but no. Ooh, this is cool. This could be a nice little area, like a base. Let's light it up in here. Ah. So anyways, and the projects are still going strong. We've got, well, just starting out with the web server stuff, but I mean, I'm trying to figure out MongoDB. I spent a few hours on it the other night trying to just figure out, okay, how do I install MongoDB? How do I this and that? And I bought a web development book from like years ago, which is kind of obsolete anymore. Oh, geez, there's magma blocks. You gotta be careful. But that type of learning is kind of obsolete now. Like, I mean, unless you're taking a class with a school, and then you usually have to buy like the most recent book for a lot of money. But I mean, you could also just pay someone online to learn online. Oh, that looks dangerous. So, and I don't know. And there's already people out there building bigger and better and able to do much more than I can. So what I've really been trying to do is Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn. We were talking about that the other episode, like how there's two different ones, and I keep getting them mixed up. I keep thinking Huckleberry Finn, but that's the darker sequel to Tom Sawyer, where they got to escape their alcoholic dad with all the money they made in the first one, or something like that. Wait, where are we going? Going the wrong way. Alright, I might come back and find this, or I might forget all about it. Who knows? But this is a pretty cool... Like, I might want to build a base, or like something all up in there. Like a bunch of job blocks, maybe a village, maybe... Anyways, we need to have access to it. So we'll go as far as we can up here. That looks pretty cool. Oh, and there's a bridge too, so you know we've come this way before. I don't know if I can get through there. It looks pretty closed off. Yeah. So we'll go around. But anyways, so I just commented on a comment from Anonymous. There you go. Now, and they're still going strong. Like they were commenting just a little while ago. And while I don't condone them hacking, doing the illegal stuff, I do kind of like what they do. Like, I mean, they're hacking the people that are trying to be Hitler 2.0. Now that doesn't make it right. Like we should be like fighting this evil another way. And it is scary too. Like Trump is Hitler 2.0. He's rising through hate. He's playing off of the emotions of the Christian community. He's destroying Christian values, which is like, I don't know. I feel like that should be the biggest showstopper. Be like, wait a minute, no, this guy, but what a lot of people see it as is he got abortion taken away. Like he finally got Roe v. Wade overturned from a Supreme Court standpoint, opening the door for religious people to kind of feel like they're being seen and heard and validated. And I get it, like, but at the same time, even with that, there's better ways to go about that. Like make it more affordable to raise a family, especially a big family. Like if more people could afford 1 kid, 2 kid, even 4 kids, 5 kids, they would do it, but you just can't anymore. I mean, you can, but it's also almost impossible. Well, it's tough. And I think what the biggest thing is we need to figure out a way that like people could live comfortably in poverty. Like the lowest level should be, oh, okay, this isn't terrible. I mean, as long as you're working some job. But the problem is people work some job and then they have to live with roommates or they have to, and that's the biggest thing. Like, we need single unit domiciles. Like, we need like trailer parks that are actually affordable. I mean, in trailer parks as they are now, like, but banks don't like financing them because the houses roll. So like the investment, oh gosh, the investment might roll away and disappear. So, and I get it. That's a very valid concern. Oh, that's cool too. But I mean, yeah, it's just, so there's one. So it's hard to get the financing, and two, the lot fees are just as bad as any HOA anywhere else. Like, in fact, worse. You pay like 300 or 400 bucks a month just to rent your land. And so, and I think that should be a rent to own. So you own the plot of land and then you could sell it. Or like Elevation's Land Trust, if they were to start buying entire trailer park homes and then selling them to people one by one, and then we just act like hermit crabs. Like, you live in a trailer for a few years until you can afford better. I mean, and that would be totally fine. But as it is, people are living in rentals, not saving any of their money until they can afford better, or marry somebody and then together they can afford better. So, but for single people like myself, and I have a good job, like I have a decent income. It's not great, but I mean, it's not terrible either. And it's definitely great compared to the other people I work with because I do IT. So automatically, like, computer and tech jobs are almost always going to pay more, except for when they don't. Because when I was at the aerospace company, like, I was helping guard military secrets and all that fun stuff, I got paid horribly, 12 bucks an hour. I mean, now granted, that was more the fault of the company I was working for. They didn't want to invest any more money, even though I became like the most dependent upon of the tier one team. I mean, and the only other person that was above me moved on to a better job because he wasn't making hardly any money. And I remember somebody saying, "Well, you're IT. You don't actually make anything, so you're an expense. You're not a production bonus." And it's like, okay, ouch. First of all, second of all, who do you want having bang their head against the wall on some tech problem that most people would just walk away from and just let stay a problem? Like, you got to imagine that. But then again, you got to see it from the management side. You got to have money coming in to be able to pay money out like that. And so, I don't know, it's just a big back and forth. But the place I'm at now definitely takes care of me, but I need to get a promotion. I've only been there 2 years. I just finished my 2 year mark. And so, like, I need to wait until probably 3 or maybe even 4 years. 4 years is when my boss got promoted up. And our team is really little coming out of COVID. All higher education places kind of took a hit with COVID. So, right. There we go. Come on. Okay, so we'll also have to find a better way down. I mean, that works, so that's just as scary. All right, so we'll build a house up here, like a temple, an ofrenda, a memory for all those that have died in my lifetime. And not me, just people that I've known and cared about that have passed on to whatever awaits us in the next one. Maybe nothing, I don't know. Hopefully something. But if not, you know, back to earth, ashes to ashes, and all that good stuff. Let's see. So not that one. We need this one. Whee! Oh. I can't even get down there now. Ah. Alright, so yeah, this is making a lot more, but it's going to make it a lot easier to get up there. Ah, no. Now I'm threading the needle all sorts of times. Okay. This is a lot easier than what I was doing. I was basically using a bucket of water and a bunch of dirt, and I was putting dirt against it, making kind of a wall of sorts. Come on. There we go. Now we need it. Can I do it one more? Come on. Oh, maybe not. Ah! Okay, so now I definitely need to widen the place, or I need to shave down the waterways by building. Let's go ahead and do that. So we need polished diorite blocks. Actually, you know what? No, glass. And for that we need sand. And for sand, I don't think I have sand. I don't have regular sand. Let's go ahead and replace. So now those are all solid water blocks. So if I did this and this, now, see? So now the supporting ones, oh gosh, yeah, that's dangerous. I need to fix the other ones, but let's go ahead and now it doesn't matter. I have tons of kelp. Like I'll still go store a stack just so we never run out. But you know, in the worst case, I just got to go over to where we got this stuff and go get a bunch more. And notice I didn't take away, except for maybe like one or two. I think I did accidentally shave off their support, the base of it, so then the whole plant was killed. But there we go. And once I widen it up a little bit, I'll have 5 spots to pop up through instead of just one. And really, I could do like a 3x3, like 3 up, and you know, but whatever. That's good for now. Let's go ahead and get the other things. So basically, what I need to work on now. I mean, I don't need to do any of this. This is all just like out of concern for the way the world is going. And I think, honestly, online voting. Oh, sorry, that's the one thing I needed to include. I added a little caveat of make it voluntary. So allow the people that don't care if the government knows who they voted for to opt into this program and vote from their couch. And I even said that to Anonymous. And so they haven't responded, but I don't expect them to, or at least not anytime soon. I kind of hope they don't, honestly. I hope they like read it, internalize it, and do something with it. You know, like, here, I'm going to pass the baton to you. Let's see if you take it. You know, and if they don't, fine. I mean, I'm also suggesting this to the Chinese government through their posts on XApp. And, you know, and I'm debating this with people. It gets a bad response because people see it as like, oh man, you know, here's another American telling us what we need to do with our. Now, okay, that's fine. And I understand that people that are doing good are going to see it that way because they're doing good. Like, who is this jerk trying to tell us how to live? Like, mind your own business. Your country sucks. And yes, our country does have a lot of problems. However, a lot of our problems are temporary, except for shooting. So that's kind of a big one. But like drug use, like housing insecurities, like being in trouble with the law. That's one of our biggest ones. Is we love to lock people up. But in a way, we tend to do it almost the same as the military. You're either going to go to jail or you're going to go to the military for about 4 years. That's how America works. I went to jail for about 4 years. So, you know, there was that. And not for anything that I'd be ashamed of. Actually, today, it's legal. Drugs. Not even real drugs, natural medicines that can be abused. And I get it. They can be abused. I'm not denying that. But my years of peddling weed and boomers, like, nah. If I could see that somebody was having an issue with whatever I was providing, I would tell them they shouldn't get it. Be like, you know what, man, maybe we should chill, or maybe you can't afford this right now, or maybe I just smoke with them and just be like, you know what, let's just be happy with this for now, you know, and maybe even help them out with a job. But that was very rare and far and few in between. Like most of the time, I was just trying to help people get a job. I got not really a celly because it was a halfway house, but I got my roommate a job at Subway, and we basically ran that thing. We were the full-time main employees of that place, and he was a Northsider, and I didn't care. I was like, cool, you do you. I mean, I'm a CK, so which was like a white trash gang from up in the mountains, and even then, we didn't really follow the gang guidelines. Like we didn't like jump people in or anything. We were just like, hey, you want to be one? All right, cool. Go sell this weed. And then we didn't even profit. It wasn't even a pyramid scheme or nothing. It was just like, oh yeah, you can hang out with us and listen to gorillas and smoke bud and like hacky sack, all while doing computer classes too. Like we were smart. I mean, and my closest friend, and that was the funny thing. Like there was the gang, and then there was like the nerds, and everybody was still blazing, and everybody was still hacky sacking, and like, just very smart people, which I don't know. And that's what I'm really doing this for is I need to look out for my friends. I know they didn't ask for help and I need to be careful about that. But like one needs a house. I mean, he's got an okay job and I've kind of been nosy into his business and I need to stop that and I get it. So but another one actually did reach out to help. This guy that I mentored in football and he needs to get back to his kiddos. He's got, well, kids from two different moms, but they're all up in the mountains and he needs to get home to his family and be there. So I'm scrambling, and I think that's what's really driving me because as a dad myself, I know how much that sucks. Like not seeing your kids. I didn't see my kids for almost a year because of legal stuff. Like it was horrible, and all because I needed to get balanced out on medications, which I ultimately stopped taking. I was like, I don't want to do this crap. Like I don't want it. And they're like, okay, you don't have to do it. Thank you. Making me like a zombie and stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get some water buckets going. We don't need all of that. In fact, let's leave all these other buckets because I don't want to like accidentally die in the. I mean, I'm sure I won't. I've been doing pretty good, knock on wood. I mean, if anything, the chance of this world getting deleted is probably higher than me dying in it. Because all it takes is just like I don't even know how I did that. Like I bumped the PS5 when I was dusting. Like, I mean, lesson learned. Don't actually no. We don't need to be carrying that soul sand everywhere. It's not like a super precious commodity, but I don't want to go back and have to go get another sack again. If I lose it or it's taking up space, I need a cow farm. That's what I should do. I should start building structures. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel guilty about it, but at the same time, build structures that still incorporate nature. Like, I was starting to do that in the other world before it got deleted and was building like trees upon platforms floating in the air, like extra gigantic trees. I mean, I've already started building a ton of jungle trees here. Jungle and spruce that grow pretty big because you can do the 2x2. But anyways, the next step, yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't have. Oh, and I put the wood away. Dang it. Oh, well, we'll just get some glass. Oh, I haven't had sand before. Okay. Not regular sand in this world. I only need about 40. No, I need more than that because I think those are at least 10 units high. They might be like 15. And I need 4 sides because I'm going to basically make like a chute. And even then, I mean, we're almost to 40, so let's at least go ahead and do that. Let's try to get up to like 50. And then 60. And then, so, but anyways, and I'm still wanting to work on projects for like child education. Like just to help out parents. Like, I mean, yes, schools are the most important part and we need to pay our teachers more and all that good stuff. But at the same time, we also need to help educate the new parents. There's all sorts of different things that could be getting done, and they are. It's not like all of this stuff is completely missing from our society, but it's hard, and funding's always short. There's always going to be that kind of gap because if they're not contributing anything, but they are, it's just you can't really see the benefit immediately, and plus I owe something to. I am already paying some back to the county. Like I ran a red light, which was, I say that's a trap because the timing on the light is much quicker than just about any other lights. Like the yellow, if you timed how long the yellow is, it's shorter than just about every other light in Fort Collins. And so I ran that light and I had to pay $80. So there's $80 of my money that went to the county, which is fine. I guess I wasn't happy about it, but I did run the light. And I love how they do that though. Because they took several pictures and it showed my car, which is a brand new car. Not brand new, it's like a 2020 or 2021. So insanely new for me. I'm not used to that. I got a what was it? I think I had a 2000 Oldsmobile in the year 2006. So actually, that was pretty good. It was still a pretty new car, but I mean, Oldsmobile Alera, little two door. It was a ghetto granny car. Like usually you'd see like older people driving it or something. I mean, it was a good car. Did and it served me well, and I even like delivered pizzas in it. I redlined it racing with my buddies a couple of times. Like, like I drove it back and forth from the city several times. But we could talk about that one day. I wasn't there for the shopping. So, and that was a big endeavor to drive down to Denver or Colorado Springs or like, I mean, no, I'd never go down to Colorado Springs. That's like Hickville, but, and I was coming from Hickville. I wanted to go to Denver, like the fancier, like the city, the capital. And even then it was just, yeah, but, but no, so basically there's a company called Fading West that builds two-story modular homes. I need to be able to secure some land, and the biggest thing I'm thinking of is convincing musicians and rappers and stuff and hip hop artists. Like I know they're not rich, but they got some money coming in. And if all it takes is like, or like Eminem would totally fund it. And if you get like a mushroom house therapy spa, like to where people, especially coming from prison, could go up there, go on a fishing trip and just kind of play video games and hang out and have fun and basically have their brains rewired and then helped with job skills or whatever. Like it could be a total all-encompassing like like reintegration, like prison to community reintegration. And actually my buddy pointed this out when because I rubber duck with my friends all the time, and he was like, I was calling it prison reintegration. He's like, wait, that sounds like it just means you're putting them back in prison. I'm like, okay, well, no, like, there's that. But I think that even if people coming from prison just knew that they had a support structure like in place, aside from their families, because their families are definitely what they need to rely on for the most part. But a lot of times people's families like don't want anything to do with them. And that's how you get people that are housing insecure. Like they don't really know where they're going to spend the night, some nights, most nights, all nights, like, and there are programs, but the programs require sobriety, and sobriety requires stable housing security, almost, and not quite. I mean, you could do it. It's tough, but and then there's the flavors of sobriety. Like giving up alcohol is really, in my opinion, all you need to do. You could do all the other stuff. I mean, maybe not like the hard drugs, but even if you were just doing them and not doing alcohol, but the problem is they go hand in hand. Like if you're doing stimulants and uppers, like you kind of need alcohol to knock yourself out and control when you go to sleep. Like, because you can't sleep on a lot of that stuff unless you're just knocked out drunk. But, or, and then if you're using downers, you almost need stimulants to control when, okay, it's time to go to work, it's time to function. Like, that was fun, I had my little fun, now I need to, whatever. Like, there's just so many different reasons that people use different varieties of these things, and most of it is alcohol. Like, if you can give up the idea of going to the bar, grabbing a drink with your friends, like if they had weed shops, you know what? That's what I need to do. Okay. I got about 7 minutes. I need to go to the store. I need to actually go stop by a shop. And it's amazing the world we live in today. Oh, actually, let's take a bunch of these now that I think about it. Because I've been doing a lot with this. I'm going to be making some buildings inside and like some actual villages, but I wanted to take this over here. And maybe I'll rotate this onto the realm. Like my kids have kind of stopped playing for a while. Like they love this game, but they've got so many other games going on. Like my daughter's all about what is it, Toka Life, and she wants to start making videos and stuff because she loves it. And they're making actual like horror stories and videos and all this cool stuff, and like she's all into it. And then my son, he's all about the um not even Fortnite anymore. We used to play a hefty amount of Fortnite, but not anymore. So let's see. We got the glass. I'm trying to think. Because basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how I have there. I have solid blocks for the kind of the rim or the rim of the one opening or the chute. But now I have four. So now I need to put blocks there. And then I'm thinking basically putting glass like where the dirt is, there, and there. So you can enter from like here and pop up. Like already this is a lot better because you've got four supporting, and then you just got to move toward the hole to pop all the way up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix that. Okay. And maybe even make it even bigger. Like that could be just like floor one, and then just build like a skyscraper or a tower up there. That would be pretty cool. Let's see. Let's go back to our glass. We've got 3 going, I think. Yeah. So the most we can do, the throughput is 3 times however long it takes to make glass. So we've got that, got that. And we'll just use the basic. In fact, let's pick up that other one so we have an even 30. And we gotta kind of do, let's get some, but all education, all types. And like, I want to start being able to translate resources into other languages. I have colleagues that'll help me do that into Arabic, Spanish. That's it so far, but I do have colleagues that'll help. I kind of upset one because I was a very bad host. I didn't even see his brother. His brother came here for like 2 months, and I was like, oh God, like, I mean, not that I didn't want to see him or that I was being racist or anything like that. It's just like, how do I do that? Like, I mean, he's going to expect, he's basically, I was like, oh, crud, they're going to rely on me for everything. Because I thought that they were going to have like an entire, because we used to have such a huge gathering of people. Like, we had so many Saudis in this town that if you needed something, you could just go to them and they would figure it out. Like if you needed a car or a place to stay or, you know, whatever. Or if you needed help with your security deposit, or like when I went to jail once, so they came with like 5 grand to try to bail me out of jail. Like, but unfortunately, it was a hold. I couldn't actually leave. There was no bail. So, and they got to go see what it looked like when their friend was in jail. So, it was fine. I was fine. I mean, you know, jail isn't exactly the end of the world. Oh, that almost was. It's what you do and how you keep from going back. That's the important thing, and a lot of people don't realize that. All right, so now, did that just make this even bigger? I feel like maybe. But now, oh, I like that. Let's see what it looks like over here. Yeah, because it looks like it's even stretched out even further. All right, let's go see how much glass. I don't know if the glass is continuing to cook and not being Walter White or anything, but and see, and that's why I love Breaking Bad so much, because Jesse Pinkman, for those that don't know, Breaking Bad is a show about cooking meth. Like that's one of the biggest things I hate in the world. Like in the physical world, methamphetamine, I hate it. Like it rots your teeth out, like it makes you a zombie, like all this. It's highly addictive. I mean, granted, I feel like I've probably done some in my days on accident, never on purpose, because I always like, it's one thing I was always like, I mean, Dare taught me, you know, okay, all these other things, not that bad, but meth and heroin, yeah, stay away from those. And that's what I learned. You know, that's not what they were trying to teach. They were like, you know, all of these are illegal, all of these are bad, all of these are, yeah, like when did weed ever kill anyone? Not a single soul. So that's where it's like, you know, it's hard for people to take you seriously when you're like, oh, these are drugs. These drugs are illegal. These are bad and all this. It's like, okay, you know. You know what's really bad? Greed. You know, Jesus taught us not to be greedy, but look at all the Christians that are totally fine with billionaires. Like, what? We should not have billionaires. That's just a ridiculous concept. Once you've reached a billion, you should like automatically lose half of your wealth. Just boom. Like that should just be a law. Like if you get to that point, or if you're even worth like a billion shares of stock or something, boom, half is just given back to the land. Like, and then that would make everybody really nervous about being too greedy. Like, okay, there's a cap. There's a cap to capitalism. And I think that's where we need to get. And I think we could all agree on like 1 billion is plenty for any one person. Now, if you diversify and you spread your billions out with your family, that's different. You know, I'm just thinking about like Warren Buffett, like he's done so many good things. Like, you know, maybe there might be an excuse to be like, okay, they can keep this much as long as they justify diversifying through their family. Same with Trump. He's worth $3 billion. I mean, and that's just what I heard last, but like, okay, good for you. You didn't really, I mean, you earned it from a huge starting point. Any human being is capable of doing what he did, good and bad. You know, if they just had a head start of, what was it, 300 million? He only grew it by a factor of what, 10? He already started with 300 million. Like, if you gave me 1 million, I'll bet you I could get to a billion, you know, like, and legitimately too. Like, that's the other thing. He's an illegitimate something or another. Like, he he's using anger and division to encourage people to continue his greed and to continue making him richer and richer. And, you know, and he's doing kickbacks. I got a check for $1,200 from him. Anyways, that was a 30-minute mark, and I got to go shopping. I got to go get some stuff. But I will see you in the next one, and that's kind of where we're at. So we'll still stick with the new era. I might cut, depending on how many episodes I have, 20 and the 2 taboos, and that felt like a good number. I might try to cut this off, and then I need to start thinking about downloading and deleting some of my older YouTube videos. Oh, I did change my Twitch handle, so I think I might start doing, if I can link this to Twitch. I don't really care about my face. I mean, that's kind of part of it, I know, but I'm not a big Twitch streamer. Like, I think if I could just play some Minecraft for like an hour or two, like, I think you have to do like 2 hours to make it a good stream. But just do a stream every Sunday evening, you know, an hour or two with breaks. Like, I'll get up and go make dinner and food and stuff. But like, if I can create a following and just have people that come and go, and then they can continue to take this and run with it, basically. So, anyways, I gotta run. I'll see about linking Twitch. I know I've been talking about it for a while, but I do want to start streaming again, just so I can get some feedback and some interaction too, because this is great, just, you know, meditating and musing with myself. But and I'm getting a lot done, so, and I feel accomplished with that. But I could be doing so much more if I had help. And if I just inspired, and I've been doing that all my life. I was a leader in high school, I was a leader in college, like, I was a leader in jail. Like, I mean, I've always been a leader. And so, and anyone can do it. Again, there's no special thing. If anything, you know, I was on the Pell Grant. I came from a poorer family, like a lower middle class family. I qualified. In fact, I had one parent that didn't do college until later because she put it off. My mom, we'll just say that. She put it off so she could work and raise, you know, my sister and I. So, and that, you know, she sacrificed higher education for family. And, you know, I'm very grateful for that. Anyways, ta-ta for now. Enough of that soapbox. But I'll try to start doing some streaming, so keep an eye out for that. You know, the 3 or 4 of you that watch my videos. But I did have a decent, like, I did have a few people that I feel like I turned my back on. Like, there's this one person, I don't even know if it's a he or she or in between. But I used to play with this person in Borderlands, and they never talked, so I never knew what they sounded like. It's kind of like Euro Trip, like that Scotty, you know, like, he thought that he was going to meet Mike, a guy, but it was Mika. Like, he was talking to Mike, and he thought this was a guy this whole time. And then she started coming on to him, like, because she was emotionally attached, and he thought it was a guy. And the whole time it was this like gorgeous blonde German woman and it just never came up that it was a she, and it was perfect. And there's actually a couple endings there. Like, there's one where they actually do hook up, and then there's one where they don't hook up, and I don't know. But go check it out. Euro Trip is a great movie. I grew up watching that stuff. Anyways, ta-ta for now. I'll see you in the next one.